Hey everybody, John here, John the Other, obviously, and I have a couple of things to talk about, and we're just going to talk about them all in one video, so let's start. Yesterday I uploaded a video and I did a screen capture of a tweet of an associate professor at Cambridge University, which turns out not to have been true. It wasn't a real tweet, it was a fake tweet parodying that professor and other things that she had said. Now, to clarify, she in fact did post the tweet saying that white lives don't matter, and she also posted a tweet saying, eradicate whiteness, which is like a really short and succinct version of the longer tweet, which turned out to be fake. She has evidently subsequently been promoted to full professor, which is groovy. Gad Sad, who I am subscribed to and I think is pretty groovy, also pointed out that if you are on the side of not being a reactive, racist, regressive social justice ding-dong, and you want to take those reactive, regressive, violent, hateful social justice ding-dongs down a notch, it's not necessary to use deception. You don't have to use deception. It's actually better not to. Because what we're actually fighting for is recognition of the truth, the value of what we say, and honesty, and all that stuff. I'm going to go farther than that, and I'm going to suggest that although what one side does, the other side is going to do, and one side gets violent, sooner or later the other side is going to get violent in return, and it's kind of a law of human behavior. Any dirty tactic one side uses, the other side is also going to begin adopting that dirty tactic. But the Sol Alinsky school of thought, which is like any tactic to advance the ball down the field. Like, as long as I can move the ball down the field, it doesn't matter if I can kick and bite and cheat and lie and gouge eyes. Well, the thing is, yes, you will move the ball down the field. I'm speaking metaphorically, obviously. I'm not speaking about a football game or a soccer game. You will advance your cause by using dirty, slimy, underhanded, malevolent, deceptive, violent, antisocial tactics. Yes, you'll have progress, but if you have a utopian vision or even a positive vision, you want to create a better future, and then you use these dirty, slimy, malevolent, vicious tactics to get towards that positive goal. You have to realize that the tactics you use to get to a goal, those tactics become your goal. Those tactics inform your end state. So if you use deception and violence to get to a utopian future, when you get there, you'll have a deceptive and violent future, not a utopian future. Your tactics are your goal. Yeah, you can keep the ball moving with these nasty, malevolent, violent, deceptive, all kinds of different fuckery. But if you have a positive goal, I want a nice future with no violence and no hatred, well, if you foment hatred on the way to get there, you're going to have a future full of hatred. If you use violence to get there, you're going to have a future full of violence. If you use deception to get to your utopia will turn out to be a hellscape on earth where there is nothing except lying. And I think people that don't really think that through. Your tactics become your destination. Anyway, I just want to mention that. I also want to mention a couple of other things. I said this before, I'm going to say it again. A whole lot of the news right now is rage bait. Like things that are clearly outrageous and grotesque, that are enraging, that are objectionable, that are just outrageous stuff that's designed to provoke your anger, your rage, get you mad, get you steaming mad, get you boiling hot, so that you react out of reactive emotion. Realize that you are most easy to control when you're in a state of extremely high emotion. That's why it's important not to get sucked in and be possessed of rage. While you are in a state of rage, which is what almost all the news is trying to push, it's selling you this drug of outrage. When you are in that elevated state, you are the most easy to control and manipulate and move around, and you're no longer under. You're somebody else's pawn. They're pushing you around the board, and that's not a good way to live, man. That's you're going to end up in an unfortunate end state that doesn't serve you, doesn't serve your kids, doesn't give you anything that you want. So It's not just, be healthy and don't be full of rage in your day-to-day business, so don't get sucked into this rage bait. Realize that when you're in that state of rage, you are somebody else's pawn to push around on the board. You're feeding their objectives when they've got you in that state of super high emotion.